All right, folks, good Thursday morning. Welcome aboard, which is rare, our solo Amazon part of our 2025 debrief, 2026 targeting brief. Man, I went to a friend's Christmas party last night and I just started feeling like shit. So we're probably going to be abbreviated today, maybe about 45 minutes. Actually, I have an 11 o'clock call I got to jump on. But good stuff going on. If you became a member in the last couple days, you made $750 this morning. That brings our 3-day total just in S&P 500 sniper shots to about $4,000. What did I tell you? I can pay. I have paid. I just paid for a year and a half of your annual membership. Or if you want to look at it, since we're talking about Amazon today, I paid for a year of Full Throttle and a year of solo Amazon. Somebody tell me another service group training firm out there that paid for your membership during their sales pitch. If you kind of notice, I suck at sales because I don't need to sell anything. It sells itself. I mean, Mo is out here firing snipers. Look at that. Mo showed up, learned how to shoot snipers, 2-4-6 methodology, and he did the exact same trade and got out for a bigger profit than I did in 12 minutes. Great minds think alike, man. This is what I'm here to do. I'm here to train you. It's funny because, people think that you go to Top Gun. You're a Top Gun forever. You're not. You go to the mountain, get your patch, get your flowing robes, and go back to the fleet. So, I mean, I love it. There are members that have been here since 2010, since we were founded, because they love the intel and my awesome commentary. They know how to trade options, but they stay here. But my ultimate gauge of success is in 6 months, a year, 2 years. I get an email from you that says, "Dude, cancel my membership. I'm good. I got this." It's funny. A lot of people that do that end up coming back, which is awesome. Commentary, intel, good stuff. But there is no other service on this planet that says, "Hey, man, come check us out. And during you checking us out, I'm going to pay for 2 years, essentially, of services that we offer." Nobody else does that, folks. You're welcome. Okay. And again, like I said, man, I got hit with the crud. Traveling to Colorado, having to go to this Christmas party last night. It's that time of the year. Susan and I were looking at each other because she's not feeling good either. I'm like, we got to go, man. It's our friends, and I'm not going to be that guy. We stayed away from as many people as we could. So the rants are priceless. I love that. I appreciate that. So I forgot to look this morning because I was trying to feel better about how many Full Throttle slots are left. But we didn't get all, what was it, 9? I think there was about 5 that went. So we got about 4 left. One more time, I'm going to remind you, with a handful of trades, 3, I paid for that. And then today we're going to talk about solo Amazon. I paid for a year of that. Again, if by now you don't join, please don't join, because you clearly don't recognize a good trade and you're going to be a problem at Top Gun Options. So there's the link to join. You should have joined already. For all the people that are like, "Do you have trials?" I'm like, yeah, you're in it. After today, we're done. We're going to close the doors and I'm going to go back to focusing on my membership, and we'll do another one of these in Q1 sometime, probably February, because I like January to happen. All the Q4 earnings we can talk about, and February is usually a shit show. So if you don't want to join now, that's on you. You're going to miss some good stuff. One more time, that's kind of to continue your trial. I'm a professional. I'm not a charity. I run a couple charities, but this ain't a charity. You want to keep kind of kicking the tires, it's $295 a month. If you want to kick the tires and get access to that investment club where I'm posting all this stuff and you get immediate alerts on your app of that trade I just opened and closed, you got to do the monthly hunters. If you're smart enough to recognize, like, this guy knows what he's doing, he's made $4,000 just in S&P 500 shots in 2.5 days, I'm doing the annual. Well, you're smart because you save 50% doing the annual. Any questions, concerns, smart remarks, keep to yourself. Any questions before we get airborne with our brief today? I'm wearing this for a reason today, man. Allegedly, there's a bunch of cannabis folks in DC. Allegedly, 1 o'clock, 1:30 today. The president's going to reschedule cannabis. Brilliant political move. A lot of Democrats, hippies, Malabeads, drug rugs. It's smart politically, and don't give me your bullshit about weed bad and everything like that. If you think that alcohol and tobacco should be 100% legal, but weed shouldn't, you're an idiot. And I hope that offends you. You're just dumb. Alcohol and tobacco are lethal, a hell of a lot more lethal than a plant God put on this planet that some use to heal. My brother Doug ran the Veterans Cannabis Project, the VCP. Cannabis saved his life, man. He was a C-130. He was on the way to being an ops group. He was an ops group commander on his way to being a general, Air Force Academy graduate. He had unstrapped from the command seat of his C-130 to go check something out. They jinked. They bounced him off the roof of the C-130 and he broke his neck. He went from on track to being a general to being a druggie because of the VA pumping him up full of shit to being on the street. And cannabis saved his life. The pain, all that shit. So do not lecture me on the so-called evils of cannabis if you support alcohol and tobacco being legal. You're a hypocrite, and I don't like hypocrites. I showed you this chart yesterday, man. This is all I send to people. I don't even get into an argument. Alcohol is the most dangerous drug on the planet. Harm to others, like my sister, who was killed by a drunk driver, and harm to yourself. It'll kill you. Tobacco is just slightly less worse than Coke and worse than amphetamine. You guys aren't seeing this? Sorry. Alcohol, tobacco, there's Coke, there's amphetamine, there's cannabis. Oh, and by the way, here's what we do on our retreats. Shrooms. This is from the Imperial or Johns Hopkins or the Imperial College of London. I want ibogaine on here or iboga. It's even less than mushrooms, but of course, it's a Schedule 1. It's a felony, right? Not in my church. It's a sacrament, and it's 100% legal. The government cannot tell me how I will worship God and connect with the source within. So today we should see an explosion or a little bit of a pop in the psychedelic names. I mean, we should, because guess what's coming next? It's a great, look at that. Holy shit, look at MindMed. So folks, if you bought MindMed yesterday, like I told you to, it went up to 13 this morning. You're welcome. So you may, Atai had a nice little pop from $4 to, hey, that's pretty funny, to 420. That's like an Elon Musk joke. Compass. I'm telling you, folks, you will wake up one day and breaking news, this is rescheduled or MindMed approved this. There's a big pop in Cybin today. Cybin closed yesterday at 670, went up to 710 this morning. If you're not in these names, you're also an idiot. Period. This is what's coming. The house I went to last night in Palm Beach, full of Mar-a-Lago, massive money Trump supporters. The other reason I'm hoarse is I talked nonstop about our mission, and to a person, they were, many of them were blown away, didn't even know about any of this type of stuff and psychedelics and veterans, and everybody it was insane. The hostess of the party, she's like, you're going to get hammered tonight by people. I'm like, I love it, man. Susie and I divided and conquered. So I can't drag you I can't drag a horse to water, man. Can't make you drink. Buy the psychedelic names. If not, you're going to regret it. You're going to email me in a year and go, dude, you were right. The sniper shot, it's done and gone, man. I'm looking at a new one. I actually should have shot a new one just now. There's a sniper shot right there. It was a 68.15, 68.20 at $1.30 out, 80 cents, 35%, 750 profit. Mo fired the same one. That's the sniper shot. Look at this. And we're going to talk about inflation in a set. I mean, I could have just fired that exact same trade right there. You see that? We're not going to. Oh yeah, you could repeat it. I got to do my brief, man. So I got to get going. We need to focus on. I would have reshot that exact same sniper, but we gotta get going here. Had a nice walk yesterday afternoon. I did yoga in the morning, walk in the afternoon. You can do a moving meditation too, right? It doesn't have to be just sitting here in my office, my legs crossed and channeling the source within. You can do a walking meditation. I live in a beautiful neighborhood, all these trees. Did a walking meditation. Then I called Cody. I haven't talked to Cody in a while. Healing Realty Trust, folks. Put it on your calendar. Fall of 27. Not going to do it in the summer. I talked to some of the other board members and stuff like that. The summer sucks. It's on the schedule, folks. First round, they're going to do in the spring and summer, and then go public in the fall. We are printing money. We're about to have about $150 million under asset very, very soon. So he sent this to me yesterday, 27. He sent this to me yesterday, and it's just, he said, "Hey man, what do you say? Rest of the investors will get this end of the week or early next week, but a little inside baseball for the TGO members to know." So, ladies and gentlemen, the numbers are staggering. We're printing asset under management trends, revenue trends, NOI trends. Everything is moving up and to the right. So if you are a HRT, I just read it, Deb. You're going to get it at the end of the week or early next week. I'm not going to sit here and forward it to 30 people. Cody just said everybody's going to get this by the end of the week, which I guess would be tomorrow or early next week. But he just sent it to me since I was walking around the neighborhood on the phone. He's like, "Man, good shit going on." I'm like, "Lay it on me." So I'm telling you, and this is what's great, folks. So how do you print money? You look into the future and you say, what's the need? What's the need? The need will be when all of this stuff is legal. It should have never been made illegal. Richard Nixon, may you rest in heaven. I don't want to wish bad on anybody, but what an absolute disgrace. We're gonna stick it to the African Americans with weed. We're gonna stick it to the anti-war hippies with psychedelics. It's taken decades to reverse the damage that Richard Nixon and all these people did. A plant God put on this planet for us to heal, man makes illegal. Are you shitting me? How dare you? How dare you? Pharma, Lexapro, this shit, that shit. You ever listen to a pharma commercial to the guy talking real low as the people are at a picnic or walking on the beach? Like, wow, what a happy commercial. If you take this stuff, you might commit suicide. You might die. It's going to destroy your liver. We're going to get you hooked on this. Way past time to move on this stuff. Mr. President, you are slow. Get moving. All right. Yeah, that would have been a good sniper. There's the replay page. If you've missed the first 2 days and $4,000 of closed sniper shots of profit. Could you imagine if you had just made $4,000 before Christmas? Any show of hands, how many of you would have loved to have made $4,000 before Christmas? So at the party, they had this on in the background. What a complete waste of time. Of course, I didn't say it in front of that crowd because they literally were at an event earlier in the day at Mar-a-Lago and changed and came to this party. I'm like, what the fuck was that last night? What was that? What was it? I mean, I'm happy for my son. He's getting a check for $1,776. He announced a check to 1.5 million service members. All right, awesome. Donald Trump interrupted prime time last night to boast about all the things he claimed he's been doing for the country while heaping blame on his predecessor. Some of the key voices in the MAGA movement have turned on Trump after his address interrupted primetime television and shamed as pointless. The biggest thing I got out of it was a check to our troops, yay. But to keep blaming Democrats for the economic difficulties. I thought it was going to be about like announcing war with Venezuela, which I was going to be critical of. But he focused more on national divisions rather than unity. It's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, winter solstice, whatever you. So, folks, if you're any commentators, Matt Walsh doesn't get any more like right wing. He's like, that was perhaps the most pointless primetime presidential address actually ever delivered in American history. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, man. Stop talking about the past. I don't care what the last commanding officer did. You have the sheriff's badge. You are the commanding officer right now. Do you imagine if we operated like that in the military? Carrier runs aground. Hey, man, the previous skipper was just awful. I'm trying to clean. You're fired, Captain. You're relieved. Next. He's a disgrace when he does this. It infuriates me. I don't care what shit sandwich you got handed. Fix it. He's going to get wiped out. Speaking of that, Trump media to merge with fusion energy firm in $6 billion deal. I'm not some hyper partisan, my side can't do any wrong. If that said Biden media, my face would be melting off. How is this possible? This is the Wall Street Journal, folks. The Trump family business empire is growing. We mapped out 268 pieces of it. To all the Republicans that were frothing at the mouth about Joe Biden and his son and the grifter family, and I didn't know my son was on Air Force Two flying to China with me to do deals. I didn't know he was on the board of something in Ukraine. If you criticize that and you are silent about this, you're what's wrong with this country. This is disgusting. This is the other reason he will get destroyed in the midterms. A billionaire who's never had to worry about where his next meal is coming from, his children who have never had to worry about where their next meal is coming from. It's just, and I know for a fact, talking to whoever, they're set to profit insanely off the weed. The Democrats are going to use all of this in the midterms. My God, at least Hunter was a crack addict and had problems. Because people are like, oh, look at the Trump children. They're perfect. They're not like a crack addict like Joe Biden. Hey, man, I've dealt with addicts. Hell, I was a drunk. So, the kid losing his mom, losing his brother. I send as much empathy and compassion to people as I can. Hell, they need it the most, the people that are the worst off. For all the silver spoon Trump children, the optics of this is insanity. What's this have to do with trading, Wiz? You're in a 2026 targeting brief. Next year will be a shit show. When they lose the House, Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries, will rip all of this to shreds. So the final years of the Trump presidency will have nothing but, you think the first term was bad? The market will not love any of this. Now, let me continue with what happened this morning, man. Did you see the inflation numbers? Inflation hit 2.7 in November, less than expected. How many times in the past 4 years, 5 years technically, did I see these type of numbers come out of Biden and say this? It's a lie. Now, I was right about all that being a lie. We've seen this. Did you see what happened 4 months ago? Breaking news, the 1.5 million jobs that were created allegedly in the last year of the Biden administration were all bullshit and a lie. Did you see the Fed chief last week admit the jobs numbers and the inflation numbers are most likely not even close to reality? What? What? There is no way in hell. I just showed you all it's a horrible Christmas. People aren't spending and blah, blah, blah. There's no way in hell I believe these numbers. This is why I shot a bear call spread at the open. There's no way this is even close to reality. Okay. So, do you not remember what happened about 5 months ago? President Trump fired the BLS lady. Fed inflation target nears its target as CPI tumbles more than expected. Okay. The government shutdown stuff and everything like that. Ladies and gentlemen, now, it's all a game. It's all a game. We all know it's a lie. It's all bullshit. We care about the headline numbers. When you actually dig into it, let's dig in real quick. Inflation eased unexpectedly in November. Of course it did. There's no way inflation was going to come in raging. It was delayed because of the government shutdown, which also made it impossible for workers to collect some of the data. Okay. Even before the release, listen to me. Economists cautioned that a technical fix in the BLS statistics caused by the government may be biased. The November figure downward, causing inflation to be understated. This is why most people are stupid and they're not at Top Gun Options, because they see the headline and they go bullish, and you don't dig in and go, oh, that's bullshit. Wow. Stripping out volatile food and energy, what happened? The core up. Ooh. The headline reading was lower than just about what everybody with a brain expected. Okay. Folks, rising prices have been, this is, let me remind you of a wizism right now. Trade the market you have, not the one you want. Okay? The market we have is this headline. Inflation's cooling. Jobs are great. Well, inflation isn't cooling and the jobs are suck. Yeah. Look over here. And by the way, it was all awful. And I inherited this. Okay. So that's exactly right. Celia nailed it. Nailed it. Inflation, the rate of, remember gamma? What is one of the options Greeks? It's the rate of something. It's still doing this, but the rate has slowed. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, and you're gonna see this next year. There's no, unless, because again, the Treasury Secretary, the president, they have to be cheerleaders. They're half cheerleaders and half blaming other people, right? Treasury Secretary's like, hey, the make a build back what? Oh, big beautiful bill. See, I'm getting all of them confused. I was going to say build back better. That was Biden's spending blowout. The big beautiful bill is the president's. I don't like anything big with government. They're all singing from the same notes right now, saying what? This stuff's set to kick in 26. So we're trust us. We're setting up for a boom. They can be 100% right and me wrong. If you're explaining, you're losing. They've been on the defensive for months about it's a con job, it's a hoax. What are you talking about affordability? Everything's great, and if it's not great, it's Joe Biden's fault. It's too late. The Democrats already have their talking points. There's no way in 6 months that everything's just fucking fantastic. I'm telling you, folks, I feel it in my bones, in my knees. There's your headline. If I was, I'd be a great red team for the Republicans right now, right? Because I'd be sitting in a briefing room with them like, there's your headline. You will see videos of President Trump going, what are you talking about affordability? It's a con job. And then the freeze with him saying con job, and then all the data flashing up on the screen. Trust me that this is going to happen. Now, what is it? Star wipe to the next part of the ad, which is this. Look at the Trump business empire. Look at the president and his children. You can't afford groceries. The Trump children are getting even richer. I don't know how you can get even richer, but they are. What a sniper day, man. I'm busy ranting here, but look at this. So if you're new to Top Gun Options, folks, what did I tell you? Up to a 25, down to a 25. Failed to a 25, back to the 25. Maybe up to a 25. This is Sniper Alley. If that made me $750 and it looks like Mo a little bit more than me, that would have been the exact same trade, right? So maybe $1,500 today, and I would have been done. If I wasn't doing, I don't do this on Thursdays. We're going to start having Sacred Warrior Fellowship briefs beginning of the year, Thursday mornings. I'd be done. I would have shot a couple snipers and went and laid on the couch since I feel like shit. So, okay. All right. Thank you for the plug. Amazon, ladies and gentlemen, it's the only stock you need to own, right? I'm not going to give you all my slides and stuff like that, folks, but I am going to rip through one portion of this solo Amazon brief, the only stock you need to own. Why? Look at that, right? Because we talk about, and I didn't say this, right? I don't say this because it's a lie. Day one of this 2025 debrief and 2026 brief, if I was a liar, I would have said, what to you? You have to diversify. A diversified portfolio is just like the smartest thing in the world to do. It's bullshit. It's a lie, right? You see this stuff all the time. It's a lie. Who's lying? That dude. There's an industry practice, folks, called churn. That's a broker. I don't care if it's stock, yacht, aircraft. When you use the word broker, it's called delete broker and put in commission. Brokers, E-Trade, all these things make money on churn. Did you not watch The Wolf of Wall Street? All right, boys, get on the phones and get the old ladies in their tennis shoes out of the stock we got them into yesterday and get them into this stock. It's called churn, ladies and gentlemen. They want you in and out of as many names as physically possible. Money. And before some smart ass tries to correct me like, well, Wiz, I trade at Tradier or Robinhood and I don't pay anything. If you don't pay anything, are you the customer? The answer's no. Did you not watch that movie about the, meme stocks? Ken Griffin from Citadel, Steve Cohen from Point72 or SAC is the customer. It's called payment for order flow. They are the Robinhood customer or Tradier or wherever you don't pay anything. Folks, if you don't know who the idiot is at the poker table, it's you. So don't tell me I don't pay anything. That's great because you're not the customer. Ladies and gentlemen, diversification. I'll hit you with how I say it. Diversification's for stupid people. You guys know me well enough by now. I'm a fighter pilot. I'm direct. I don't have time for bullshit. Let's be nicer. Diversification is a protection against ignorance. It makes very little sense for those who know what they're doing. That's a lot of words to say diversification is for stupid people. Real wealth is not generated by diversification. It is built through concentration. Ladies and gentlemen, let's rip through the only stock you need to own. It's diversified in and of itself. You want AI? It's AI. You want FedEx, UPS, and deliveries? It's bigger than both of them combined. You want pharma? It's bigger than it put Rite Aid out of business and also Walgreens and CVS. I can ripple through every business division of Amazon that is its own, we call it the Death Star, right? Now, Democrats hate this slide. If you showed me, delete the name, Amazon. Revenue versus free cash flow. Old Wiz would look at this chart. I don't know the name of this company and go, all right, let me look at it. Wow, look at the sales. Never seen anything like it. Free cash flow. It's kind of a big delta between what they make and cash. Holy crap, look at their profit. I'd short this stock and I'd be broke. I'd be an idiot. Why'd you say Democrats hate this? Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bezos has said since day one of Amazon, if I make money, I'm going to take said money and do what with it? Put it right back into the company and build the Death Star. I'm going to buy a competitor, put somebody out of business, streamline, buy a new airplane, buy a new data center. So he shows almost no profit. I mean, AOC and the other idiots were like, we need to pass an Amazon specific tax thing because no, that's how good businesses operate. He doesn't know what a dividend means. He makes fun of that word. Like, why would I give money back to shareholders? I'm building a Death Star, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely insane how much money they make and how little profit they make. This chart is called a hockey stick. Straight up. I got to update it with the 2025 numbers, and it would be this. You buy a name that prints money every year. Because when, not if, the AI bubble pops, those names will be destroyed and there will be a flight to safety. Amazon is safe. It ain't going out of business. It will put NVIDIA out of business. But look at this. Look at the red. AWS, Amazon Web Services, didn't even exist. Andy Jassy, the current CEO, and Jeff Bezos came up with AWS in a condo, they said. AWS is Microsoft. They have their own Microsoft division called AWS. It is growing exponentially, right? It's insane. Their annual revenue in billions. Now, excuse me. If I say who owns the cloud, what would be your answer? Google. Microsoft. Well, Oracle. Oracle's cloud. Apple. I load my phone photos up to the iCloud. All of those answers are wrong. Who owns the cloud? Amazon. Microsoft is a distant silver medalist, and Google is the bronze. Alibaba, Oracle, Salesforce, IBM aren't even on the chart. The cloud is owned by Amazon. Period. Look at this headline. This was a year ago I told you this. Amazon announces supercomputer, new server powered by what? Their own chips. Read the sub-headline. The company's mega cluster of chips for AI startup Anthropic will be among the world's largest, and its new giant server will lower the cost of AI as it seeks to do what? Build an alternative to NVIDIA. This headline was last month. Amazon releases new AI chip amid industry push to challenge NVIDIA's dominance. The math, it's like a quadrillion times faster than NVIDIA chips. And you ready for this? 30 to 40% cheaper. Why are you invested in NVIDIA? NVIDIA is Rite Aid, Walgreens, and CVS to Amazon. It's FedEx and UPS. It's over with. By Amazon, period. JG, I don't know if you're in here with a small trading account, $8,900 a week. I took JG flying in our L-39 fighter jet. Kristen, you guys are amazing. I trade a smaller account and have done 22 Amazon trades this year for $31,000. There's JG. Month-to-date profits on Amazon, 107 grand with more to go. Thanks, Wiz, for all your expertise and guidance doing day trades with short calls to protect my Amazon profits, learning from the best. Ann, I don't know if you're in here, Ann. I remember this November, you made me look stupid. You made me look like I'm an idiot. In 3 days, I made 90 grand on short calls utilizing 30 contracts using my guidance. These are all lifetime members too, by the way. Wow. Now, before we go look at a trade, I'm not going to sit here and blow sunshine and lollipops up your ass and unicorns. Everything's great. Nothing bad can happen. What is the risk of just owning Amazon? One stock. Anybody hear of a small mom and pop company called Lehman Brothers? How about Bear Stearns? Lehman Brothers was a 150-year-old company that disappeared in 48 hours. Bear Stearns, Jim Cramer. at the height of the financial crisis. Bear Stearns is awesome. Your money's safe there. I'd be a buyer of Bear Stearns. 2 days later, it's at zero. Good call, Jim. That guy continues to fail up. What about pets.com, Enron? I could waste a shitload of time going through the graveyard of stocks that have gone to zero. Enron didn't even own the building they were in. They were a middleman of electricity. They don't even know what they did. Pets.com, stinky sock puppet, and a URL. Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers owned paper. They were counterparties in trades. They didn't even own the sign on the building. What's the difference between those examples and Amazon? Can Amazon stock go to zero? Of course, any stock can go to zero. But physically, can it go to zero? No, because it owns things. I did consulting 15 years ago or so with an Amazon fulfillment center down south of Miami International. It was bigger than an aircraft carrier and bigger than an aircraft carrier and busier than an aircraft carrier. They own stuff. Look at real estate that they own. How about airplanes? 10, 15 years ago, I told you all, I'm like, Amazon's going to put FedEx and UPS out of business. My buddies at FedEx gave me shit. I'm like, guess who's laughing now? Look at the dates. September 21. Amazon is now shipping cargo for outside customers. 2 months later, Amazon is poised to pass UPS and FedEx. 2022. And about 2 years ago, the biggest delivery service in the US is Amazon, and the gap is growing. Talking about investing in one name, why would you own FedEx and UPS stock when you could own Amazon? Amazon says more packages are arriving in a day or less. Fred Smith died recently. The guy, the Marine officer from Vietnam, got a C on his paper at business school, Harvard Business School. Nice idea, it'll never work, said the professor who, what's the motto? Those who can't teach. Fred Smith got a C on his paper and then built one of the biggest companies in the world. Well, guess what? I want a package anywhere in the world within 24 hours. Amazon, hold my beer. You want to buy a toothbrush? Don't go to Walgreens or CVS. I'll get it to you in an hour. How about groceries? I'm not going to walk around Publix with the unwashed masses. I'm just going to jump on my phone. Amazon will pass, probably this year, the United States Postal Service. It is crushing everybody in logistics. I already went through this. I told you years ago, short, get bearish on Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Rite Aid went chapter 11. Walgreens is pretty damn close behind it. So is CVS. CVS is imploding. All the crap's locked up behind glass. I mean, they only used to lock up razors, right? Now everything. You can't even go buy stuff. It's ridiculous, right? Same. How many cities? Yeah. You ever go to Costco? Kirkland brand? Amazon's coming up with their own stuff like that, man. It's absolutely unbelievable. Whoa, what's Trump doing on here? Political risk. Why? First term. He grabbed his cell phone one night, woke up in the morning or didn't go to bed, depends on who you believe, and said, Jeff Bezos, awful, bad American. Amazon's a monopoly. Need to break up Amazon. Nobody breaks up monopolies bigger than me. Bust it. What happened? The stock went, holy shit, the president just tweeted we're a monopoly. Stock went down. Recovered. Last year of his presidency, which he didn't think would be his last year, grabbed his phone again. Washington Post, Jeff Bezos just bought it. He's awful, bad American. Amazon, break it up. What happened that day? The stock went up and has never looked back. So obviously there is political risk, right? FTC, DOJ, whatever. I get it, man. It's too late. Guess who was one of the first people to drive up the road from me in November? Go to Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring. Jeff Bezos. So, excuse me, but it's too late. If you tried to smash Amazon right now, you would create 12 other monopolies. If they broke up, first of all, yeah, I know my history. Standard Oil, IBM, AT&T. What are some other ones? They're going after Google now. From the day the government says, we think you might be a monopoly. The quickest has been 5. The longest has been 15 years to kind of break somebody up. Last time I checked, Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world. Depends on the price of Amazon and Tesla stock versus Elon. I'm fairly certain he has a couple attorneys on staff. So even if they broke Amazon up, I would buy all 12 or whatever of the new monopolies they create. It's too late. But I have to brief you on the potential threats and risks, right? Wiz will say, I can't stand Jeff Bezos. He's a limousine liberal. He pays his employees shit. He's replacing them with robots. He's an awful human being. And then I'd put on my $10,000 Armani, slick my hair back, and go, good. You want a friend, Wiz? Get a dog. Amazon prints money, buy it with both hands. That's where I am. All right, so for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through the rest of this stuff. I am going to tell you this, though. I've been telling this story for 15 years. It's the truth, but it's just so God's fantastically funny. There was a doctor buddy of mine, orthopedic surgeon, needed help. Wiz, I heard you're a good trader. I just kind of need some help. I met him at Starbucks in Meisner. He opened up his laptop, showed me his brokerage account. I'm so glad he's a doctor. I fell and passed out and hit my head. Why? He had 33 positions on his screen. I do this for a living, and I got about 5, and that's the limit. There is nobody in this room can tell me you trade 33 positions and you're doing awesome. You're lying to me, or not. Give me a call. And it's so funny because he tried to brief me. I'm like, what is this? He's like, well, that's a pot. I think it's a pot stock. I'm like, did you just say you think something in your brokerage account? Well, this one's a surgical stock. My buddy got me into it. It's down 50%, but when it gets back to where I bought it, I'll sell it. I'm like, oh my God, dude, you're a doctor, right? Yeah. You're supposed to be at least somewhat smart. Yeah. What's the math? What's it have to do from today to get back to? I'm like, shut up, stop talking, sell everything in your portfolio and buy Amazon. Here's the funny part. A couple months ago, Jim Cramer's Investment Club. Here's a rapid fire update of what? All 33 names in our portfolio, including 2 more. You're an absolute idiot if you go and join Jim Cramer's Investment Club. 35 names. I could grab the Wall Street Journal today. My daughter could throw darts at it and guarantee you I do better than this. You're paying Jim Cramer to give you 32 stocks, 35 stocks. What an idiot. Anyway, I love that story. I love Doc. He's a great, I don't know. No, that's why he joined Top Gun Options. He's like, dude, I need the alerts in between. I'm trying to trade in between surgeries and stuff like that. And it's so funny, man. Jim Cramer's Investment Club. You're paying money for not him, his staffers to throw a shitload of stocks at you. Good luck. All right, look at this. We got a little bit of a rally going on here, man. So let's go look at the chart. We broke through a 6,800 with some airspeed. I might shoot a bear call spread up here. Let's go look at the max pain real quick for today. SPX 1218. No. Not even close. Scroll. Takes a lot of time to load this chart, so hang on. Wrong way, man. The scroll wheel on my mouse sucks. 6820. So look at this. 6,800, ladies and gentlemen. There is a shit pot of volume right where? At 6,800. So I think we're going to actually pin close to 68. There's a turn right there. I would fire a sniper shot right there. Let's go. I think we're going to pin right around 68. 68.25 would be a very conservative sniper. These prices aren't even close to being realistic. I know we're in solo Amazon, folks, but my rant's complete. We're getting ready to get tactical, and at 68. Are these prices legit? December 18th, man, this is free money. I'd go up to, hell, 68.30 would be conservative. I'm going to fire a quick sniper here. So I'll try for $1.40. 68.30, 68.30, $1.50. Man. That is a no-brainer. Just got filled. Oh, sorry. Um, I just fired one, just got filled. Trade alerts. New day bear call spread at everyone. Let me go copy the trade. Paste it in here. All right. It's a credit. I'd only go about 15 cents wide, plus or minus about 15, maybe eject. What's that, 290? So there's a shit pot of volume at that round number, 6,800. Can we keep ripping? Yep, but just using my spidey senses. Oh, I feel like shit. Okay. Awesome, Jeff, $1.50. Awesome, Brent, $1.50. Jan, I'm not talking about a new bearish stretch for January. I already have one on, and I'm trying to talk Amazon here, and I'm running out of time. So let's focus on Amazon. For all the new folks, let me show you a synthetic stock position that I would do, not on SPX, today on Amazon. For all the potential new members, let me show you real quick. I'm going to rip through this. Why? Because you should have already joined and know how to do synthetic stock. You watch your options weapons school training. Real quick, though, what's Amazon doing? Let me talk about the short call for everybody who's got it on right now. I'm going to hang. That's a monster kind of run, up 3%. I think, well, let's go look. 227.5. I have that short call out to Friday to tomorrow. Let's go look at our max pain. Amazon for tomorrow. 260. No. 235, 230. I don't think we're ripping all the way up there, man. The most volume for tomorrow is 230. Ooh. 13,000 at 227.5. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I think we fade back here. Look at that slam on SPX. Almost. Where's this candle? Update, man. I got a big red candle over on this screen. Hello? It's a big red candle, at least on this other screen. I hate that. I got two screens open with the same times. I have a big red candle down here on that screen. All right, let me rip through that trade. Excuse me, trade real quick. It's already up 15%, the bear call spread. All right, let's do Amazon synthetic stock real quick because I got to go in 12 minutes, man. Get rid of this. All right, there we go. June of 28. I forget what my position is. Jan, December. Again, if you wanted to buy 100 shares of Amazon right now, it's 23 grand. How many of you would have spent 23 grand to not have anybody care about your shareholder vote with your 100 shares? I'm fairly certain Jeff Bezos has 100 shares in his couch and you don't get a dividend. Amazon does not pay a dividend. So we're going to do synthetic stock. We're going to buy an at the money 230 call. Instead of spending 23 grand, would you rather spend 6? Yeah, but Wiz, I don't have 6 grand. We're not done. We're going to sell an at the money put. We're going to sell the 230 put. Instead of 23 grand, instead of 6 grand, how about 1,700 bucks to be long-term bullish on Amazon to June of 2028. The REIT will be public. My retirement's already paid for. I'm going to be laughing at how much money this is printing. Now you know what I'm going to do next. The risk of doing synthetic stock is the exact same as if you bought the 100 shares. But we're no dummy here at Topkin Options. We're going to buy a disaster put about 20% under the stock. Somebody do the math for me. What is that? 180? What's 20% of 230? 23 and 23 is 46. It's 180-ish or something. And until somebody answers me, I'm going with 180. So what happened? Well, the price of the trade went up a little bit, but the idiot who just bought 100 shares, breaking news, Jeff Bezos just announced he's the Antichrist and Amazon stock's at zero. If you own the 100 shares, you are out $23,000. If you did the synthetic stock, you're out $9,000. Which one would you rather be out? First of all, that's not going to happen, but I don't do anything. I don't pull the ejection seat out of my L39 or F-18 and go, I'm not going to crash on this flight. That's the flight I crash on, right? And the last thing I'm going to do is what? Sell the front month tomorrow expiration to 30 call. And that's going to bring in about 94 bucks. I will sell weekly calls against this position every week to bring in money unless it's ripping. If it's on a rip, I sit on my hands and enjoy the profit. Right? Let me grab screenshots of this. 185 put, what did I do? Okay, 185. Thank you for the math. I'm going to grab a screenshot to send out an alert to all of my members. Ladies and gentlemen, Solo Amazon is our gateway drug. It's our entry-level service. It's 97 bucks a month. I don't drink anymore. I did have a glass of champagne last night for the toast. That is not drinking to me. Trust me. You don't know how I used to drink. So having a glass of champagne for me is a victory. However, what am I saying? 97 bucks is a shitty bottle of wine. If you don't have 97 bucks, don't join. If it's your last 97 bucks, don't join. Or it's $970 for a year. You get a discount for doing the annual membership, and I will give that to you in 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, 97 bucks a month. How much did I make this week so far? $4,000. That sniper is going to look pretty good, or is already looking good with SPX rolling over after the peak. I am excited. I think we're going to fade back. Oh, that's Amazon. Sorry. I think we're going to fade back. We're already starting to about 6,800. I do this for a living, and I am pretty damn good at it. You're welcome, Ben. Sorry I had to rip through that, but I got a hard stop at 11. Solo Amazon. It is not part of Full Throttle. It is its own standalone separate service. It's 97 bucks a month. You get access every Monday morning at 10 a.m. for my Solo Amazon brief. I kick off the week with Solo Amazon. Do the annual and you save money. That's why we do it. If you didn't do Full Throttle and you're like, man, maybe I'll just try out the Solo Amazon service, you have got to take the upgrade. It's only 295 bucks to get access to all of that options weapons school training. If you only do Solo Amazon and you get in the brief Monday and start asking a bunch of basic questions, I'm going to ignore you. No, I'm not. I'm going to answer you like, that was covered in the options weapons school training. Go watch it. All right, moving on. Okay. During these free briefs, I slow down and show kind of what I'm doing because I'm assuming you're not a member and you haven't watched your options weapons school. Monday at 10 a.m., I will. So don't ask me like, hey, how do you do synthetic stock? I'm going to go, great question, options weapons school session 6. So do not buy Solo Amazon without getting the options weapons school. I mean, I could include it, but I'm going to raise the price. That's how that works. Okay. All right. Before I go, you're going to watch me blast this out to our trade alerts thread. There's 600, and you can tell it's our gateway service. There's 663 members in here. I don't like 666, so go in here. New June 28, Amazon long-term bullish synthetic stock. At everyone. So everybody's going to get this alert. I'm going to go put the image in here of the trades. I love this system, man. We used to just do text alerts like at 140 character limit. Man, now I'm shooting out images on an app. Technology is awesome. I will send this to the hunters and the lifetime in a second because I need to wrap up here, but you guys are in this. So you get it anyway. Thanks, Dave. CS, I don't trade crypto, but I'm Jamie Dimon. Did you see JP Morgan's announcement this week? I forgot to brief that. JP Morgan, CRYPTO. So a couple days ago, I love JP Morgan, buy JP Morgan with both hands, synthetic stock, period. That is, that is my Death Star in the financial space. In order, Goldman Sachs, I'm sorry, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. Love them. Love them. JP Morgan's the top of the list. I have a long-term bullish synthetic stock on JP Morgan. But yeah, I'm Jamie Dimon with crypto. What's Jamie Dimon say? He stole my stuff. He's like, I think it's a Ponzi scheme. I don't think it's worth anything. It's pixie dust. If somebody's going to trade it, we're going to make a market in it. That's what I do. I'm like, I think it's all bullshit, but I can trade bullshit and then pound it into the dirt. So yeah, the big banks moving over to the Ponzi scheme. What bad could happen? All right. How's your sniper shot looking? Come on, baby. Come back. Come hit 6,800 so I can close my profit. It's up 30% right now. There it is right down there. I'm already up 30%. Adding more profit to what I have done this week. One more time, folks. If you haven't joined yet, I don't get it. So don't join because you don't know what you're doing, man. I just, it's so funny. I see a lot of sales come in like on the last day. I'm like, did I suck like the first couple days? There's your full throttle link. I just gave you solo Amazon. Again, we're going to shut the doors today. I'm going to, Bruce, I guarantee you they are. I guarantee you there's going to be Amazon banking, credit cards, investment banking. It's coming, Bruce. I guarantee that. There is no doubt that Amazon is going to do that. It's the Death Star. It destroys everything. I would get out of that sniper right now. It's at about a 40% profit. It's almost like I do this for a living. We're going to see a nice landing here at 6,800 and maybe a bounce. Okay. I got to go, folks. Free week of trading and training is over. 2025 was great. 2026 will also be great, but it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful for a lot of people that don't know what they're doing. People will be destroyed next year. I guarantee you. We got fucking radical Islam. The UK, Australia, all the royal subjects and Canada, they're done. Radical Islam is taking over these countries. I say we take the nukes from the UK before they become a radical Islamic caliphate. Let's end on a high note. Hopefully, I haven't seen anything on my phone. I mean, I was told today, because there are, I know a lot of buddies that are in DC like, hey, might be getting called to the White House. So keep an eye on the psychedelics. Anyway. All right. So join solo Amazon, join full throttle. We're done. I'm done for the year. We still have trade briefs to do, obviously. But if you don't join us now, we'll see you maybe in February for some more free live trade briefs. A lot of people give me grief in the industry. Like, why don't you charge a couple $100 at least for the week for people to come? I'm like, because I'm actually proud of my product. I don't need to charge anybody anything. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make them money during my free stuff. Unlike you who suck. Unlike you who shows 95 PowerPoint slides of trades from 10 years ago where you made money. I make money live during the week. Join, live free or die. All right, I got to go. Have a great rest of your day. The replay will be up shortly after my next call and meeting. Fights on. Namaste. God bless you. God bless everybody. God bless your family. And I'll see you guys Monday at 10 a.m. Cheers.